All right, halfway house. I'm gonna pull the intake off the old Star Chief and do a freeze check. This thing froze probably 15 years ago, somewhere around 2009, I would guess. Cracked my intake, popped a freeze plug out, and then actually the freeze plug's sitting right there where it's been since then. And now that I've got that Chevy-ac back, the 73 Chevy I put a Pontiac motor in, it had suspected blown head gaskets, didn't pop any freeze plugs out. I drained the coolant out and it's pure rusty water and pulled the heads off, and sure enough the block is cracked in the valley. So kind of always been in the back of my head on this thing. I really want to sell the Star Chief and I can't sell it with a kind of an unknown block, so it's easy enough to pull the intake, so I'm just going to pull the intake off and cross my fingers and see what we find. So that's the plan for today. It's kind of chilly and it's super windy, so it's a perfect job to do today while we're inside. Just real quick, here is the Chevy-ac. As you can see, she's cracked a pretty good amount of the way down. And all freeze plugs are still intact. So, kind of got me thinking, alright, I need to check the Star Chief before I decide to sell it with or without the motor. So, let's get the clearing stick out and clear off that Star Chief and get to it. Alright, the clearing stick is very effective. Here's what we got. Most of y'all have probably never even seen this engine. I built this thing, I'll post a picture probably right here. And that's what it looked like when I first built it. And then I have 0 miles on this car. I kind of threw it together. I say threw it together. I didn't live here at the time. I was going to school full time, working full time. And I worked on this thing any chance I could. So it took me realistically about 4 years to kind of put it together to where it's at now. And I seriously haven't touched this thing since I put this intake on in 2011 after it froze. I'm going to pull this intake off. I doubt you'll be able to see the freeze plugs, but maybe. So anyway, let's pull this intake in the valley pan and hope she's not cracked. Crossing my fingers. Oh yeah, one other thing is that we did take a video, my girlfriend took a short clip of this thing running before we pushed it back in the shop, and that was a couple weeks ago. So again, just like that Chevy-ac did run and drive with a cracked block. Alright, got the intake off, got the bolts out of the valley pan. Let's crack her loose and hope for the best. Alright, crossing my fingers here. Give her a good look. God damn, what the hell was that? I've seriously, oh, that's a crack motherfucker. That's the only one I see though. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. I think. Looks like another one. Fuck me. What a huge, huge waste of time. It's definitely cracked there. Let's get some brake clean and see if we can tell for sure. What a fucking shame. Well, not good news. For sure cracked there. The rest of this side looks good. For sure cracked there. Oh well, you can see that. And it looks to be a very slight, that might be too much light for you. There's a slight crack there. And that's definitely cracked. I mean, it's got a good crane cam, it's got crane roller rockers. Nice big old fat push rods. MSD, it's got a lot of good shit on it, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I've got an offer right now with the motor. I've got with the motor, no transmission, and then I've got an offer with no motor, no transmission. So let me go break the bad news to the dude that wants the motor, because I already warned him. I'm like, man, the only reason I don't want to sell with the motor because it might be fucking cracked, and I'd hate to, be like, man, my motherfucker runs, and then it, they put it all together and spend all the time and money, and then it, leaking coolant into the oil. So I'm glad I double checked it. Well, I'm glad I checked it for once. So yeah, this one's junk. 2 frozen Pontiacs. What a shame. What an idiot. I didn't know. I was young. Whatever. And dumb. Still dumb. I'm not so young. Alright, that's it for the poor old Star Chief. So get the rest of the shit cleaned up and post her for sale with the bad news. So I think that about wraps it up. I'm going to go find me, there's some Lone Star Light right there. I'm going to go get me a Lone Star Light and go cry myself to sleep. Probably cry myself to work, actually. So what a shame. See y'all.